guys, I am back again after a very long break yet again with my Q&A that I asked questions for a few weeks ago back over on my Instagram. So I'm gonna answer them today. I picked up 20 questions and yeah, let's just get to it. So, before anyone asks, I just want to say the lipstick I'm wearing is Euphoria by Sugar Pill. So, I know someone's gonna ask, so there you have it. Okay, first question. When did you first dye your hair? And a lot of people ask me this question, so a bit of backstory. My dad worked for a hair care company and he sold hair dye and he worked with a bunch of hairdressers and stuff. So I started dyeing my hair for fun when I was very young. I think I was around 7 years old. And I know people are gonna be like, what the fuck? But yeah, you know, in my home that was totally cool. So yeah, I haven't really seen my natural hair color for 15 years. I don't know, it's been a long time, but here it is. So for all of you wondering, I haven't been bleaching my roots lately. So next, what do you not like about yourself? I don't want to be like too deep, so well, I'm a bit of an asshole sometimes. I guess I'm just very straightforward. I don't really I'm too honest. I'm sorry. Number 3. What piercing/tattoos do you have in mind for the future? So my next tattoo I have in mind is one at the back of my neck. Super excited to get that done. I just haven't really picked out the final motive yet, so I'm in that process and I'm just gonna go and do it. So yeah, and I think I am done getting piercings. Maybe I'll get some more in this year just because it's kind of empty. But apart from that, I don't think I need any more piercings, to be honest. I'm getting old. Question number 4 is, have you had any plastic surgery done? No. The closest I've had done to like anything like that is braces. So, but nope, I have had no other work done. I would do it. But nope. Number 5. Do you have any plans for 2017? I'm gonna do stuff. I'm gonna try to drink even more wine, meet even more people, and have a lot more fun than I did last year. So, you know, I'm kind of excited. My favorite makeup brand. Oh my god, right now I kind of want to say Sugar Pill because I got so much Sugar Pill stuff and you know, it's all just really good. And yeah, their liquid lipsticks is probably my favorite liquid lipstick of all time because they're by far the most comfortable. So, you know, I totally recommend Sugar Pill. And if you can't get Sugar Pill, then a cheaper brand I would say is probably NYX, because NYX has some pretty good stuff. So, one thing I can't live without. Fucking an internet connection. I have a serious internet addiction, I think. How do you keep your hair so healthy? Honestly, I don't do anything special. And I know people be like, oh, what the fuck, would you bleach it? Yeah, I'm just really lucky. I happen to have pretty strong hair that can withstand continuous bleaching. Of course, I use like leave-in conditioner and heat protectant and, you know, but I don't go like any extra mile with my hair care and serums and stuff. I just don't do that, and my hair is fine. So I guess it's just luck. I just happen to have hair that can deal with all the bleach and the dyeing. So I'm sorry that I can't really recommend anything to you, but that's the honest truth. So there you have it. How do people react when they recognize you in public? It doesn't really happen. Thank God. It's happened a few times, but for those of you who know Sweden and Swedish people, you know, unless they're drunk, they won't say anything. So, you know, when I've been out at the bar a few times and had people come up to me and be like, "Oh my god, you're that girl," and I'll be like, yes, that's me. But, you know, sober Swedish people, they will not even look at you. They'll be like, no, they will just pass you by and you will have no idea. I've actually had that happen a few times, and then had someone write me later being like, "Oh my god, I walked past you today," and, you know, so that's a bit of Swedish culture for you, and that's what happened. But yeah, out at the bar, people will come up to me, but not otherwise. How was your 2016? A lot of things happened. I'd say it was good. Like, my life really turned around. It was a hard year, but I am forever grateful for it. So for me, 2016 wasn't really that bad. No, it wasn't. I had a good year, but not like super good, but kind of like crappy good. You know, a messy year, I guess. How tall are you, and what advice would you give to young girls? Okay, first off, I am 5'4". I'm 163 centimeters tall, so I'm short. I guess if I could talk to myself as a young teenager, I would just tell myself to just take a deep breath, it's gonna work out. I was so stressed out that I didn't, at the age of 13, have my life figured out, and I was fucking ugly, and, you know, I had all these ideas that my life would just, you know, wouldn't go anywhere, and I would just be trapped being fucking ugly and useless. And the only thing I really want to say to myself is to not stress about it, because it takes a while to grow into the person you're gonna be, and finding what you want to do, and finding who you are and stuff like that. So just give yourself the time, and don't compare yourself to others, because I still do that, and it gets me so sad. So just don't compare yourself to others, because that will fucking kill your spirit. At least it kills mine, so yeah. My favorite thing about my appearance. Oh my god. I have pretty nice tits. My opinion on women having plastic surgery. My opinion is just not really an opinion, you know. You do you. I guess I'm for it, if anything. Like I'm not gonna force people to have plastic surgery, but like I would have it if I was brave enough and could afford it. So, you know, I have no issue with it. So, you know, just go for it if you want it. Do strangers react to my look/style? It happens. But again, back to like Swedish society in general, a reaction is, you know, someone staring for more than like 3 seconds. You don't get more of a reaction than that. Like, no one ever really stands up and yells at you for looking different in any way. So, you know, sometimes like an old lady will look at me, and a young child maybe will point at my hair because it looks like candy. That has happened. I've actually had a parent come up to me asking or like apologizing for the child. They would not stop staring and pulling their arm to look at my hair, and they were like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry," and, you know, it's totally fine. I'm not offended. I know my hair is fucking bright blue, so I would be a fucking idiot if I acted like I wasn't expecting someone to look at me sometimes, you know. So if you don't want people to stare or maybe have an opinion, don't dye your hair bright blue, perhaps. So yeah, that's my opinion on that. What are my fashion inspirations, and what fashion phases have you gone through in the past? Oh my god, I'm gonna see if I can try and find photos, and I'm gonna insert them right now, because I've gone through some phases. I was one of the OG emos back in the day, like 2007, you know, so yeah, that happened. Like, I had like black hair, black and red hair, and torn net gloves and fingerless gloves during the summer. I had that. So that was those days. Then I did the Visual K thing for a while. I was really into Visual K and all that stuff for many years. So I'm gonna see if I can find some photos of that as well. But then I've just, between all those like really specific phases, I've just had like floating around between the borders phases, and I feel like right now I'm just some sort of grown-up version of this childhood emo me. So it's what it is, but I like being comfortable and I like, you know, black stuff. So where are you from and where do you live? So I am Swedish. I'm born and raised in Sweden. Have family from a few other places, but I'm born here, so Swedish. What's the biggest insecurity that you overcome in 2016? Well, to be honest, I beat my social anxiety in 2016, and I don't want to use that word because it's so overused, and you know, it has lost its meaning in so many ways. But I really went from being locked in my home with panic attacks. I couldn't take a bus. I couldn't go to a supermarket by myself. I just, you know, just super anxious. And I went, you know, from January last year not being able to do anything till the end of the year, being single, going out on my own, doing all my shit, getting my, you know, life going, traveling. So my life really turned around last year, and I am beyond happy about it. So that's what happened. I got set free last year, I would say. What's the weirdest thing that happened last year? So me and Alex broke up way before people knew we broke up. So all fall I was basically on my own, I would say, emotionally at least, before we could separate physically and move apart. And I actually met someone else late last year, or met, but you know. So there is a new boy. He happens to be my old high school crush. So this is so embarrassing. What are your plans for the future? I have some major plans coming up, like in the days right now. I don't want to say anything before it's set, but it seems like I have at least one booked photo shoot for a company I've worked with, so I'm going to be traveling. And yeah, I've had some contact with an agency, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, that's all of the questions. Hopefully I answered your, and if I didn't, I'm so sorry. Feel free to keep asking me questions. I'm so bad at answering comments, and again, I apologize for that. I'm just really antisocial on social media for some damn reason. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you continue to have a wonderful day / night wherever you are. And before I go, let me just pick up my cat for no reason at all. See you coming. So goodbye from us, and yeah, have a great day everyone.